This is Red Fox leader to all fights. Job looked good. Close those holes. Stay tight.
Fox 3 to leader. Bandits, 1 o'clock high.
All right, keep them outside.
Co-pilot to crew. Pilot dead. Prepare to bail out. I can't hold her.
Red Fox to the leader. Red Fox 3 on fire. Request permission to fly escort.
Negative. Do not break formation. Acknowledged. Red Fox leader to Red Fox 2. How do you read me? Over.
My radio's out. How about yours?
Sir, Red Fox 2 leading formation. Shall I repeat your orders, sir?
If they didn't hear me the first time, they won't hear me now.
Left way stunted to pilot.
They're bailing out, sir. Pilot to crew. Pilot the gunners. Keep them off the chutes.
2 bandits moving in engine. 9 o'clock. Jonesy, I think you made him captain. Jonesy!
12 o'clock high. A QM production. Starring Robert Lanson. Also starring Frank Overton. And John Larkin. With guest stars Glenn Corbett, Lou Antonio, Sally Kellerman, and special appearance by Hazel Court as Liz. Tonight's episode, The Men and the Boys.
General, I make the count -4.
And McGinnis get it over the target. And Lockhurst, make that -3, Major.
They've got wounded aboard.
Jonesy caught a couple of bad ones, sir, but he's alive. The rest of the crew and the plane are fine.
Wait.
I think Tom made it. We counted 8 parachutes out of Red Fox 3. The Jerry's picked off one in the air, but Tom and the rest of the crew made it down. Of course, once they hit the ground, I don't know what happened.
Good going, Wade.
Congratulations.
Captain Ritchie,
Yes, sir.
did you hear my order not to break formation?
Well, things are pretty hot and heavy up there for a while, sir.
Are you reporting radio failure, Captain?
Well, no, not exactly that.
Exactly what, then?
Sir, Tommy Lockridge and his crew were dead meat hanging out there like that.
Major.
Sir?
Starting immediately, Captain Ritchie will be grounded and restricted to the base, pending court-martial proceedings.
General?
What?
General Crow called.
Thought you were going to give me an argument on Captain Ritchie.
Do you want one, sir?
What did the general want?
He said he'd drive down here to see you tonight right after he's reviewed this mission's bomb strike photos.
All right. No, there is one thing, Major. I want you to write up a DFC for Tom Lockridge. Just pray it doesn't have to be awarded posthumously.
Yes, sir. Oh, Miss Woodruff returned your call.
Liz? I didn't call her.
Yes, sir. From the tone of her voice, I gather that's what she meant.
We can't afford any mistakes, Frank. Not here, not now. Maybe in a year, when our air cadets are trained, our factories have built planes for them to fly, but right now we need every bomb on target.
It takes men and planes to deliver those bombs, Wiley. You trade too many of them away on each target, and we're not going to make it to next year.
That's right, Frank. That's my business. I'm trading lives for time.
Call them lives. Numbers on a report. You don't have to look at their faces.
Show me another way. Any other way. I'll use it. All right, I gave you the dirtiest job around here. You're entitled to thank me for it.
I'm sorry, forgive me.
You get your missions one at a time, Frank. But you don't know about the ball bearing plant that has to be leveled. Or the marshalling yards that should be destroyed so we can cut into their rail freight. They have got more targets than we've got planes.
Would you like a drink, Lynn?
No, if I took a drink every time I felt like it, I'd be drunk by noon. So we had to hold somewhere with what we've got. So we picked their oil reserves. Now that's what makes Hitler's blitzkrieg go. His planes, his armor, his rolling stock. If we can hurt him in his gas tank, he has to pause and blink a while.
That brings us right back to time.
You and I, Frank, those kids out there, we can't win this war this year, or maybe in 5 years. But we don't hold on until they send us more men and muscle. We can lose this war right here, right now. Bumped into Liz Woodruff at her brother's office in the Edminster today. That's too pretty a girl to neglect, Frank.
Come on, Wiley. I saw you inside. Get to the point.
Sergeant, you take a smoke someplace? The point, Frank, is morale. Pride. Your group has none. They don't care about anything except getting back.
All right. Would the general recommend that I let them blackmail me into calling off the court-martial?
Oh, now cut that out. I will back your stand on combat discipline, and you know it. So what? I can't trade that for bombing results, Frank. Now, we're expecting information from the French underground at any moment as to the location of the new oil depots. It is my job to clobber those depots. If I don't do it, I'm the wrong man for the job.
Well, you picked the wrong man. Is that what they're saying, Staff?
Yeah, it came up. Frank, look, Staff can't worry about hurting anybody's feelings. To them, it's the job that's important, not you, not me. I'll give it to you straight. If reassigning commanding officers will get the job done, then you're no less expendable than anybody else.
Yes, sir.
How long have they been in there?
40 minutes. What about Jonesy?
Well, they came through surgery better than last time. We'll just have to wait and see.
Lieutenant, isn't it true that as a cadet, Captain Ritchie was disciplined for performing non-authorized stunt maneuvers while on a flight?
Yes, sir.
He was, in fact, showing off, wasn't he?
I wouldn't say
What
that.
would you say, Lieutenant, about a pilot who leaves his fellow trainees and drops out of flight formation to buzz some girl who is taking a sunbath in her backyard?
I'd say he liked girls.
Yes, I'm sure. In fact, you and the other cadets thought Captain Ritchie was one big man.
Yes, sir, we did. Most of us still do.
You think that's why he did and still does things like that?
Objection. Asking for conclusion.
Withdraw the question. Can you tell me, Lieutenant, why, when you and the defendant were graduate cadets, why he protested so vigorously and in writing being assigned to a bomber group?
He wanted to fly fighters.
In other words, be on his own.
Well, lots of guys prefer...
Thank you, Lieutenant. No more questions?
The defense calls Captain Wade Ritchie.
Well, it was a great fight, Ma, but we lost.
You knew they'd have to back Savage. How bad was it?
Not too bad. They said I could have been shot. I lose 3 months' pay. I'm restricted to the base indefinitely, and... well, I don't need these anymore.
Wait.
Lieutenant Ritchie reporting his orders, sir.
That is, Lieutenant. I've read your request for transfer. You didn't waste any time, did you?
No, sir. I figured I wasn't doing myself or anybody else any good around here.
No, that's for me to worry about, not you. Even if I wanted to, I wouldn't ship a man out to another bomb group the day after I court-martialed him.
Yes, sir. That's why I made a special point of saying it was all right with me if I was transferred out of the Air Corps, into the infantry or something.
At the moment, there isn't any need for American infantry in Europe, Lieutenant.
Well, the Pacific would suit me fine, sir.
The Air Corps is not interested in suiting you fine, Lieutenant. We expect it to be the other way around, which is why you were trained at great expense for almost a year. There is a need for American pilots in Europe. A very bad need.
Well, sir, I'm sorry about that, but...
But we won't let you play hero, so you've decided to chuck it. We don't need heroes, Lieutenant. One good broken field run won't win the game because this isn't a game. It's survival out there. Not just for you and me, but for a whole frightened world. And survival for us means every man doing the job he knows best, every day, for weeks, months, maybe even years. That's what you're going to do, Lieutenant. The job you know best. When you are told, the way you are told, whether you like it or not. Request for transfer is denied.
General, if you weren't wearing that star.
What am I supposed to do now? Take this off and have it out with you behind the mess hall. You're dismissed, Lieutenant.
The martinis and cheap wine didn't paralyze you. This is guaranteed to do the job.
Know what you think I need, Liz?
Well, I don't know what you need. That's the secret of my failure.
That was a marvelous dinner. I'm glad you were free.
I wasn't.
Yeah.
Frank? What's the matter?
What's the matter? I'm enjoying myself. That's why you don't recognize me.
Come on. Tell me.
Liz, did you ever do the right thing? You knew it was right. And it turned out all wrong. I don't know, maybe I've been penny-wise and pound-foolish. I was building a top outfit, Liz. None better in the whole commandos. Those guys they'd fly through a brick wall for me. And I had to let the whole thing go to pieces. Just to do the right thing about one sour apple. Do I sound stupid?
You sound very tired. And very, very human.
Liz, I had to leave your number.
Yes? A Major Stowbell for you.
Yes, Harvey, what is it? Now? Major, it is after 9 o'clock. All right. All right, 20 minutes.
Bye, General.
Liz, I'm sorry. You know it's important.
I know what isn't.
I'll call you in the morning. Good night.
Frank, it's not you. Oh, it's just the war I'm mad at. Will you really call me tomorrow? Or was that just a pat on the head?
Just a pat on the head. It's a promise. Howdy, Lieutenant.
General, I thought we might handle this here tonight.
Handle what?
This is a copy of a letter Lieutenant Lockridge wrote to 8th Air Force Headquarters. I'm holding the original.
You want to turn down the DFC I recommended you for, Lieutenant?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Because I don't deserve it.
He knows this will trigger an investigation which will make you look bad no matter how it's resolved. All right, Lieutenant. Tell General Savage the rest of it.
In the action cited, I did no more than anyone else would have done to save his own life. If anyone acted above and beyond the call of duty, it was Lieutenant Ritchie. I feel it's a matter of justice.
I tried to tell him that this kind of malicious vendetta cannot...
Never mind, Major. I think this letter should be released to continue through the proper channels.
Yes, sir.
He has a right to his opinion. As for Lieutenant Lockridge, I have nothing more to say to him.
That will be all, Lieutenant. It'll be rough, sir.
It's been rough before, Harvey. I don't care about that. I just thought Tom Lockridge was a certain kind of man. That hurts more when you're wrong about that.
Hi. Where's Libby, do you know?
Assisting in surgery.
Wasn't she supposed to get off duty at 4:30?
A last-minute emergency.
Bad one?
It was Jonesy, Tom. He seemed to be improving, and then all of a sudden... We'll have to wait for pathology to tell us what went wrong.
They were operating. Where's Doc Kaiser?
I think he went to the lounge for some coffee. Tom, it's nobody's fault.
No, it's somebody's fault. He didn't have to be dead. He could have been alive if Wade hadn't come after me.
Not just you. You and 6 other men. You all could have been dead instead of Jonesy.
Maybe. Maybe not all. Maybe just me. And maybe Wade could have been dead, too, and his crew. But there are no more maybes for Jonesy, are there? He's just dead.
You can't blame yourself.
No, I wish I could. Wade killed him, Libby. Whether he did it for me or anybody else, he had no right to trade away Jonesy's life.
That's not fair. He risked his own life, too.
He had no right to do that, either. He commanded a plane with 9 other men in it, in a formation with 200 other men. Now, he wasn't just trained to fly. He was trained to fight with those 9 men and those 200 men. And Jonesy was trained to depend upon Wade's judgment. And now Jonesy's dead because Wade violated that trust, don't you see?
I see that you're alive because your best friend risked his life and ruined his career. That's what I see. What are you going to do? Jonesy's dead. You can't change that. And all you can do is punish Wade a lot more than he's already been punished.
Sir,
Let's go, Frank.
You couldn't do it, Tom. You knew whatever Wade did, right or wrong, he did it for you.
They're not sure. Well, if they'd hit an oil convoy, they'd be sure, especially at night. All right, we'll try to incorporate it. RAF is putting up a maximum effort against the oil depots we know about. But by now, the enemy is beginning to get the picture, so they're looking to protect the ones we don't know about. And that's what French underground intelligence has been waiting for. Here is your target, General. 12 miles southeast of Rennes.
Yes, sir. I'll get our own G2 on it right away.
Good idea, Major. We'll see in operations half an hour.
Maximum effort.
That's what RAF has got going for them right now. We'll have to match it in the morning. How many planes can you put up?
20.
We need better than that.
Well, I could get the ground crews to make about a half a dozen cripples serviceable. I've got flying personnel to fill them.
Find them, Frank. Check the rest camps, the replacement depots. There must be some men waiting for reassignment.
We don't need green kids or guys getting over combat fatigue. Not on this one.
Frank, we need everything in the air over that target. Now, 6 more from you, 6 from each of the other groups can make the difference. What about Wade Ritchie?
He's flying co-pilot. I won't put him in command of a crew, Wiley.
Like him or not, he's an experienced pilot, and a good one.
Yeah, my own co-pilot has the experience to move up, so does Lassiter's and Morrison's. I use the replacements to back up the veterans.
And who flies with you?
Wade Ritchie.
Even though you don't trust him. Frank, don't ask for trouble.
All right, don't give me any.
Navigator to pilot. 2 minutes to IP.
Roger. Pilot to bombardier. Stand ready to open bomb bay doors.
Bomb bay doors open, sir.
Pilot to bombardier. It's your airplane, Mike.
Roger.
Bombs away!
Arrowhead leader to formation. Start your rally. 45-degree turn to the right. Close it up. Prepare for fighters as soon as we leave flak area.
Bandits, 3 o'clock high.
Bandits, 12 o'clock level. They're coming in waves.
Arrowhead leader to all flights. Savage wounded. Number 4 engine out. I'm trying to feather.
I think his shoulder's busted.
Left waistgunner to pilot. Bandits, 8, 9 o'clock high.
Arrowhead leader to all flights. Holding altitude. Can't maintain speed. Slow up to keep us in formation. Over.
Bed Arrow 1 to Arrowhead leader. Wade, we're all low on fuel. We've got to try and make a run for home.
How bad is Savage? Over.
He's out cold. Maybe dying.
Tail gunner to pilot. 5, 6, 7 o'clock.
Tom, the rest of us are dead for sure. If you run out on us now, they're coming at us every which way. We don't stand a chance alone.
Tom goes back, we'll go with him. Savage makes it. Let's see if he court-martials us all for saving his life.
Red Arrow 1 to Arrowhead pilot.
Can't break formation and risk crew to attempt rescue.
Maintaining speed and flight plan. Wait Chryselander if you can.
No, I didn't tell you that when it was your life. I didn't throw you to the wolves. I went and got you.
That's enough. Take it down to treetop level. back to base, according to flight plan. Said take her down.
We won't be able to bail out if I take her down.
We're not bailing out.
Why, because you can't make the jump? It's not just me. Why don't you ask the rest of the crew if they want to bail out or commit suicide with you?
I don't put decisions to a vote. Now, you roll us now. We'll never get enough. All right. All right. All right. Now we get her down on deck. Those fighters can't dive past us without hitting bottom. Also, that means I can't come up under us. So, Jimmy, come up out of the turret and get on the nose guns. Mike, do you think you can use Larry's chest to take us home?
Yes, sir.
All right, get on.
Bandit, 7 o'clock high.
All right, split him up, Tony. Joe, Ben, pick him up going by. Mike, are there any mountains around us?
Should be some about 20 miles on our left.
All right, find them. Keep them on our left so they can't come at us that way.
12 degrees right when we lose the mountains, and then we should see water.
Roger. You got that?
A gang of bandits, Skipper, 12 o'clock high.
Wait a minute.
As you were. There are a P-47.
This is Buckshot Charlie, B-17. We'll take it from here. Go on home.
It's okay, Wiley. We heard what happened up there.
Sir, Lieutenant Lockridge asked me to scrap the letter refusing his DFC.
That deserves another one. What he had to do up there was tougher than my problem. Hey, Wiley, you know, if this war lasts long enough, you might keep that young man in mind for my job.
Get him into bed. That's an order.